Hey, welcome. My name's Tamara Grand. I'm an abstract painter and mixed media artist. I love to paint the way I want to feel, and I'm unapologetic in my use of color. Join me today as I spend a few minutes showing you the process behind this painting behind me that I've called Kelp Forest. I started this painting the way I've been starting a lot of paintings lately, with a gray gesso primed canvas, some interesting shapes and stencils, and a limited color palette. I'm sticking with blues and greens to start this piece. I like to make some interesting stencil marks in a variety of shades of those blues and greens, some dark shapes, some lighter shapes in all corners of the canvas. It doesn't really matter how they look together at this point because they're going to get painted over. Lately I've been into circles and mandalas and crescent moons and some other interesting geometrics. This is what the piece looked like after that first round of stencil making. I then come in with a 2-inch flat brush and mixed colors of blues and greens and make some interesting smallish organic shapes. Here's the piece as it starts to develop a bit further. This is all very intuitive at this point. I'm not paying a lot of attention to composition. I'm just trying to vary my lights and my darks and my shapes. And you'll see I use a roll of blue shop towel to blot off excess paint. Don't worry, I recycle and use it over and over again once it's dry. Here's an early stage of the painting. You can see there's little bits of the stencils showing through. Now I'm going to blast through here and keep layering up, adding paint, taking paint, mixing colors on my palette as I go. Quite a few different greens and blues with white and gray and black in here. I like to layer and take paint off just as often as I add it. Here's a close-up of the process. Starting to come together pretty nicely now, but still a long way to go before we get to the finished painting. Here we go, slowing it down just a bit so you can see I'm actually scrubbing some paint off, and wow, I just condensed about a week's worth of work. Here's the final painting. You can see lots of shapes floating in space with hints of what's underneath. It looks great on a neutral background wall or on a white wall. This piece is called Kelp Forest because it reminds me of the ocean. You can find this painting and all my current work at tamaragrand.com.